This is LA's first.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome to the Dr. Erin Show. We're all about manifestation, transformation, and breakthroughs. It's time to claim your birthright of prosperity, vitality, and love. So grab your tea or coffee because together we're awakening the world. May you live your truth. Florence Scovel-Shinn said, "The game of life is a game of boomerangs. Our thoughts, deeds, and words return to us with astounding accuracy." So if you're interested in understand how you're having the boomerang effect in your life, you definitely want to listen to this podcast. I'm Dr. Erin. I'm Doctor of Divinity, founder of New Thought Global and Soulciété, and we come together on this podcast to know the truth, live on spiritual principle, and yes, align with the love of our life, are the highest version of ourselves. We also come together in Soulciété and New Thought Global to be able to monetize our gifts, to really be able to bring truth out to the world, and understanding that money is really an exchange of energy. It's a beautiful exchange of love. And so today we're going to break down universal law of correlation. We're in a series, this is number 23 of 52 of the universal law cards that are coming out, which I'm so excited about. Okay. And they may already be if you're listening to this. So today we're going to break on down the law of correlation. So what is this exactly, right? The law of correlation states that all of life is an exchange of energy, a flow of giving and receiving. This is a current of consciousness at an expanded rate, multiplied abundantly. And through this dynamic exchange, the universe instantaneously responds to what you give to life. What you reap, you sow. And that really is the truth of it, right? The truth is that everything is instantaneously an exchange. Like, so imagine that you look at a life and it's truly from the source. If you go within and taking a deep breath in through the nose and exhaling out, it's all from source. So imagine like from the core of your innermost beingness, imagine there's like a sun. It literally is like the sun. It is a creative force. It's literally going out. And imagine that all of life is this outpicturing of consciousness. And we recognize that you are the individualized aspect of divine. You are the individualized God. And so you are experiencing this mini universe called you. You get to use the one mind, the one divine mind, to experience whatever you're experiencing. So around you is almost like a big mirror of a reflection of what's going on within your individual use of the one mind. So Florence Scovel-Shinn was a badass. She's actually one of my favorites. You know, we teach New Thought movement. It's a genre that came about, you know, after the church really suppressed the truths of the world and made God outside of thyself, and began to really kind of twist and dement what this was teaching, the truth of who you are, how you manifest, and your godliness, if you will. So Florence Scovel-Shinn was a master, same with Thomas Troward and Emma Curtis Hopkins and Ernest Holmes, so many great ones. But Florence Scovel-Shinn was amazing because I stumbled upon her books, and we weren't teaching them necessarily in our classes when we were becoming a practitioner, minister, and doctor of divinity. But she was, of course, one of the very well-known New Thought movement authors. And she had written so many great books, just broke it on down. And it was back, you know, I don't know, it was, 100 years ago, right? And you're like, how does this woman know all this stuff when so many people were so suppressed? So she breaks on down so many things, understanding, you know, that she was I have her birthday actually right here, 1871. She was born September 24th. And she was an American artist and a book illustrator, and became a New Thought spiritual teacher and metaphysical writer in her middle years. So imagine you're just this, author, and you're looking at life and you're looking at the reflection of your life. And all of a sudden, as you go down any kind of profession, I believe you come to truth at some level, because as you inquire, as you research, as you dive into become an expert of your field, there's no way you couldn't come to truth. Even say a doctor that's doing Western medicine, if they started inquiring and actually investigating, they would find the truth in the medical field versus what is corrupt. Anyone would. It's natural. And so I want you to take a look at your life right now. I invite you to take a look at your life and recognize, where in your life are you looking out at the mirror? Where are you diving into research? And you're here listening to this podcast. You're here, inquiring into life, into yourself. You keep, as the Bible says, seek and you shall, knock and you shall find. I mean, this is the whole thing. Truth is right in front of us. It's in us. You are truth. That's the truth. So Florence Scovel Shinn, breaking it back again, she had a game. It's called The Game of Life and How to Play It. So imagine right now you have this thing called the law of correlation. And it's kind of like you go out and play tennis, right? So it's like you hit the ball and it goes over the net, hopefully, and then it comes back. It doesn't necessarily come exactly, but it does come in exact proportion to how it is, how it's served or how it is played back. So most people consider life a battle, but it's not a battle. It's a game. And I invite you to take a look at the law of correlation, to take a look at life is a game, every last drop of it. And in this, I recognize the truth of who you are. You have the choice, right? Whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap. This means that whatever a woman seeds out in word or deed will return to her. What she gives, she will receive. Not necessarily from the same place, not exactly in the same exact fashion, but the universe is so brilliant how it serves back, right? It's like having a great player that you're playing against in tennis, right? It's been a lot of years since I played tennis. But if you served it right, there's infinite ways it can come back, but it comes back, right? So that's the same way as the universe. It's going to come back. You just better be prepared because it might not come back exactly how you think it's going to come back. It can come back multiplied even better than you thought, and it can come back in a really harsh lesson, right? This means that what man imagines, right? I'm going to say woman. This means that what a woman imagines, what do you imagine in your soul, sooner or later externalize in her affairs, right? So imagine that serve begins in mind. When you're playing tennis, you don't just get up there and just hit it, right? I mean, yes, you could do that as well, but you have to imagine, where do I want to hit this ball, right? Am I going to hit it in the left side, the right side? Where am I hitting it? Am I going to go fast, soft, whatever it is? You have to begin. It begins before you ever do anything physical. It begins in mind. And to play successfully the game of life, you must train the imaging faculty. A person who images faculty basically is good, brings good to his life, right? Every righteous desire has to be in your heart. Health, wealth, love, friends, perfect expression, your highest ideal, right? You have to begin in mind. If you want the mirror of life to be reflected back with beauty, you have to think and expand in beauty in the heart. Right? There are 3 departments in the mind: the subconscious, the conscious, and the superconscious. And we have to understand that these have to merge together. You can't want something in life, like have your dreams, and then have your subconscious being like, oh, I'll never do this. I don't believe in myself. It's not going to, it's like having a really crappy tennis team. Say there's a team, that's a terrible sport to use an example. But there are doubles, right? Say you were on the court with your partner and you weren't in alignment. You didn't have the same game plan to take, on this game of life. It wouldn't work. You've got to align all those different aspects. So whatever you feel deeply, you imagine clearly, it's impressed upon the subconscious mind, which is universal law. Your subconscious mind is one with universal law. Universal law is not something out there in the world. It's who you are. It's the dynamics of how you manifest, how you work. Okay. So there's a place that you're going to fill and fill and fill, something you're doing which no one else can do. And that's your birthright. Your birthright is to have the reflection of the perfect image of yourself. Your job as the law of correlation is to have your inside world match the outside world. Meaning, right, if you truly desire opulence, if you truly desire abundance and prosperity and love and deep connections with human beings, you have to know that within your heart. And that's going to transcend into your life through the law of correlation. And so, as it says again, ask and it shall be given to you, seek and ye shall find, knock and it shall be open to you. This is the truth. This is how this works. Nothing else stands between these facts of life. This is the truth of who you are. And so I recognize that in this law of correlation, there may be things you're desiring that are not coming to you. There's only one reason, and it's because you're not giving it to life. If you desire love, then give love. If you desire prosperity, then give value. If you desire expression or whatever it may be, you have to give it. If you want health, give high energy. Give energy to your body, right? Life is exchange of energy, a flow and giving and receiving. This is a current of consciousness. And I know right now, by listening to this podcast or drawing this card, if you have the universal law card deck, your soul desires for you to be of service to every person you come in contact with today. Give that which you seek, right? You may give a compliment or do a deed. But if you must expect that nothing's going to come back, it's just a reflection. The universe has a special surprise, and it's always exactly to teach you, give you a lesson or a blessing for sure. And so in this, just taking a deep breath in through the nose and exhaling out. I recognize life is a grand mirror, this law of correlation. Every last drop of it starts in your mind, in your heart, in your consciousness. Thank you for tuning in to Soulciété and Dr. Erin podcast. If you've had a calling to be a spiritual leader or coach, you can go to soulciété.com and check out our free training. If you've received value here, I would love it if you take a moment and give a 5-star review. In exchange, I have a ton of free gifts for you. Grab your free awakening book, 40 guided meditations, and digital manifesting masterclass. I also have a free money meditation and worksheet for you so you can begin to break through your scarcity mindset and claim your birthright of prosperity. You can get all of your gifts and learn about our upcoming transformational events in my bio link in both Instagram and Facebook. That's under drerin.tv, which is DRERIN.tv. Also, I'd love to invite you into our free private community on Facebook under groups called Soulciété. That is facebook.com/groups/Soulciété. That's SOULCIETE. Have a divine day, and may you live your truth.